I said something in my previous video that just really got me thinking, and this would be an absolute perfect explanation for the enemy to use for the rapture. Is life outside of our earth to come in and make their big swoop and get people whenever the rapture occurs. Oh, they don't want anybody to believe that Jesus called us up, called Christians up. There's no other better explanation in my mind than to say it was you know what, that came and got us. That came and just finally took everybody away in their little space boat. You've got to be really careful about what you say on here. That's why I am teetering around words. The enemy is going to try to put doubt and try to put speculation in everybody's minds that anything that Christians say about God is not real. He doesn't want anybody to believe in Jesus. Okay? He's not as believing in God. So many people believe in God. I don't want to say everybody. So many people believe in God, but they don't believe in Jesus. Okay? Satan is going to try to disprove everything he can that proves that Jesus is God's son and Jesus is the way to heaven, because he doesn't want anybody else to go. Okay? And the rapture, Jesus' removal of the church, the calling up of Christians, would be the epic proof when all Christians are gone. But you can bet there's going to be a ruse that they're going to use, an excuse, anything other than it was the rapture. You know, and that's another thing. You got to be looking out for that. Talk about that has been around for years and years and years about other life. And that, to me, was a seed that was planted a long time ago by the enemy to put in our minds, to put in people's minds, so that when the big rapture event does happen, that's what's going to explain it. I don't know. That's been on my mind. Y'all can let me know what you think. But if anybody responds, let's keep it nice. There's no reason to make Christians don't argue. You know, if you have a different opinion, we can share our opinions. But, you know, do it in a nice way. Because that's another thing Satan just loves, for Christians to argue. But I've just thought, you know, that would be a wonderful way to explain away the rapture, so that people don't believe that it was Jesus that called the church up. I'm telling you, these times, the times that we're living in, it's the end times. This right here is the end. How long it will last, I don't know. I don't know, but you can bet we're in the end. And that's why it's so important for people, for Christians, to get up and be telling people about Jesus, about the way to heaven. Tell them about God and how much God loves them. Tell people about Jesus and how to get to heaven. Because that's where we all, what if everybody could turn to Jesus? That's why the world's here. That's why God has let it last this long. That's why he has put up with the evil. It's because he wants his children to accept the truth, wants them to accept Jesus so they can go to heaven. Because if he ended it now, can you imagine the number of people that wouldn't be going to heaven? And it's sickening. But my mind is just, it's full. I woke up full to tell, full of a stir, full of thoughts, full of messages. I just, you know, and it all points to one thing. You know, we need to be ready to meet Jesus. You know, you don't have to give up everything you love on earth, unless everything you love is sinful. And then in that case you do. But I can promise that whatever you're giving up that's worldly, God will replace with something so much better than you can ever imagine, if you just give him a try.